Hey everyone, it's Eric with Option Edge, and today we're doing a little educational series, educational video, and today we're going to talk about put credit spreads. Okay, so what is a put credit spread? Let's first tell you another name. So another name for a put credit spread is a bull put spread. Okay, and I'll tell you why it's called a bull put spread. Basically, we want if you're selling put credit spreads, you want the stock to go up. We'll talk a little bit more of that. And before we get started, I just want to say that a put credit spread is a type of vertical spread. Okay. And if you remember in my last educational video, I talked about bull call spreads or bull debit spreads. I'm going to link to it above. So that also was a type of vertical spread. So basically, a vertical spread is the simultaneous buying and selling of options of the same type. So in this case, it's going to be puts, not calls. And they have the same expiration date, but the only thing that differs is the strike prices. And so the term vertical comes from the strike prices are like stacked on each other. So you're going to be in our case, we're going to be selling, for example, in Microsoft, just picking an example, we'll sell a 280 put, and then we're going to also buy a 270 put underneath that with the August 20 expiration date. Okay. So let's continue. So in order to build out a put credit spread, the first step is we're going to start with a short put. Okay. This short put should be closer to the money. Okay. Because the closer to the money it is, the more value it has. And then the second part is we're going to buy a put that is more out of the money. Okay. The more out of the money put will have less value. So what happens is the more valuable short put, you add the less valuable long put, the two values cancel, and you're left with a net credit. Okay, so let's continue. The short put will subtract its value from the long put. Okay, the long put's value will get subtracted from the short put. Overall, the position strategy is a net credit as opposed to a debit. Therefore, it's a short position. Anytime you hear credit, it's short. Anytime you hear debit, it's long. Okay. So the short put value plus the long put value equals the put credit spread value. Okay. So we're going to continue with our Microsoft example. We're going to sell the 280 puts that are currently priced at 620, and then we're going to buy, it's technically negative. You can think of that as negative 620. And then behind that, we're going to buy the 270 puts that cost about $3 and a penny. The total value of the spread is going to be $3.19. Okay, so let's go over to Robinhood and show you how this works. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to sell a put. Okay, so here is the 280 put, and we're short this one. So we're selling the 280. Then we're going to select buy. And if you notice, we're still in the same. We're in the August 20th expiration date, so the expiration date stays the same. And then we're going to select the buy the put at 270. Okay, so if you come over here, you see that we are negative, so we're short. You see sell here, buy here. So we're selling the closer to the money 280 put, and I can show you how it's closer to the money by. Let's look at its delta. The delta here is 45 right there. Obviously, the higher the delta, the more in the money the option is. Okay, and now let's look at the 270 delta. 25. 45 is greater than 25. And I know puts have negative deltas, FYI. So yeah, we're selling the 280, and then we're adding that 270 that we're buying, the value of the 270. So we get a total credit, and notice this says credit, not debit. Remember, credit means short. Total credit of $3.19. And we're going to do a little P&L analysis in the next couple slides, okay? So before we get to that, I just talk about net delta. So in order to calculate the net delta of your position, you're going to take the short put, short delta, subtract it from the long put delta. And I just looked these up before. The 280 put has a delta of 45, and then the 270 has a delta of 25. Okay. Now these are, you just subtract the two values, and then you get about 20, okay, as our net delta, and we're short 20 delta overall. So this is almost like being short 20 shares of Microsoft stock, okay? So let's go into our P&L. So our max profit is going to be the premium received. And the reason why I have 308 instead of the 319 that we see here is because I'm going to show you on E-Trade. See, it says 319. Let's hop over to E-Trade. I'm going to show you the P&L graph on there because I think they do a better job. So on E-Trade, when you calculate this, the 308 is the price, is the net credit you receive. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, I just had to reload that. All right, so this is the profit and loss graph, and we're looking at the gold line because that's going to show you the value of our option contract at expiration. So don't pay any attention to this blue line because that's something else. So if you look at our P&L on August 20th, which is expiration, you see 308.64. So that's the credit we receive. So that's the max profit we can have is if this contract, the stock price stays above 280, and expires worthless. Okay, because we're short, we want when we're short, we want our contract to go down in value to zero. So if it goes down in value to zero, we'll receive the total that net credit. So $308.64. Okay, so that makes sense, I think. So let's calculate max loss. Okay, so this isn't that confusing, but once you look at it, it should make sense. So the spread, in order to calculate max loss, we're going to take the spread between the strikes minus the net premium received. So our two strikes are 280 and 270. So the spread between those two strikes, so 280 minus 270, is 10. Okay. So the next step is to subtract the net premium received. Okay. So we just saw that net premium received is that 308. Okay. So 10, which is the distance between the two strikes, minus the net premium received, 308, is going to give us $6.92. So on this trade, we can lose $6.92. So let's go back. Let's confirm that. So if I put our let's say the stock moves all the way down here, you can see that 691 is the max loss. Okay, and that 691, 692, close enough, is the max loss. So that should make sense. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to calculate the break-even point for our vertical spread or put credit spread. So in order to do this, it's the short put strike price minus the net premium received. Okay. So if you remember, the short put is the 280 strike. Okay. Net premium received is 308. So our break-even point, meaning when we either start to make money or start to lose money, is going to be at 276.92. Okay. So let's go back. 276.92. Let's remember that number. So our breaking even, let's find that zero mark. 276.92. So right here, I'm losing 2 cents. If I move up a little bit, I make some money. Okay, so that's how the math works. But yeah, I think I sort of did a good job here explaining what that is. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment. But yeah, vertical spreads I like to do rather than straight up calls or puts, just because it helps you hedge your option, and it actually reduces your cost. So overall, it's a good strategy. And yeah, that's it. If you're enjoying this content, like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Peace out. Adios.